whole lot of money and to not make such good choices with the money that I've had in my possession. I'm not proud of it. I'm not ashamed of it. I can just tell you from a position of having tons of money in my hand and not making good choices with that. It comes from praying and asking God how to manage that money, right? Why is it important to manage the money? Managing the money refers to, just like we talked about a little bit earlier, referring to your attitudes, your beliefs, and your behaviors. And so when you don't believe that what you're doing is important or significant, all you're going to do is squander it. Okay. Tonight, we're going to talk about 5 signs that guarantees you. I say guarantees. It means that these are the 5 areas that you have pretty much put a plan in place for your. And I was sharing with you guys when women, men, Christian entrepreneurs come to me, they say, Coach A. Marie, I need to get out of my 9 to 5. The very first thing that I say to them, beyond talking to them about elevating their mindset, because mindset is 80% of the battle. I hate to tell you that, y'all. We hire marketing coaches, we hire strategists, we hire consultants, we hire LinkedIn professionals, we hire all them people. And guess what you're doing? Throwing your money right down the drain because if you don't have the mindset to shift before you enter into entrepreneurship, when you get on the other side of this, it's going to be real. And when I say I mean real. So I'm going to ask you for 2 things. I'm going to say, you want to quit your 9 to 5. I'm going to ask you, show me your budget. And then I'm going to say to you, I'm going to need about 90 days of your bank statements. Why? Because I want to see if you've honored your own word. If you haven't honored your word to yourself, how are you going to honor your word to me? I'm just saying, I'm a coach myself. And if I don't honor my own financial obligations, how can I actually expect for my clients to honor their financial obligations to me, right? Transparent moment. Hey, lovers, transparent moment. Okay. Having a budget, you can have a budget even when you don't have a job. I'm going to say it again. It's going to blow your mind. Okay. You can have a budget in place even when you don't have a job. Why is that? Because you still have bills. You still have financial obligations where people are expecting you to pay your bills. So when it comes to management, we talk about managing your time, we talk about managing your energy, and we talk about managing your money. Who better to manage your time, your energy, and your money other than you? There's no other person in this equation that you can blame, that you can point out, that you can be frustrated about. You are your best manager. And building a business is going to build you. I don't care if you're good with money management. I don't care if you're horrible. Whichever one you are, it's going to show up in your life. So, number one, can you answer for me in the comments? Do you have a budget right now? Do you know how much you make? Do you know how much you spend? And are you sticking to the budget that you created? Who created? Coach A. Marie didn't create this budget. This is the budget that you had in place before you hired Coach A. Marie to start talking to you about exiting this 9 to 5. And when Coach A. Marie says to you, I'm gonna need you to set aside 25% of your budget, and you argue back with me like I just got off of a Zoom, and I said to the woman, I said, what I'm not gonna do in 2024 is argue with people about hanging on to this raggedy life that they're convincing me that they want to have. I'm gonna say it again. As a certified trainer, Coach A. Marie is not going to argue with anybody who comes into her programs and her coaching practices and her training programs and argue with you about this raggedy, toe down, cut up, ratchet life that you say that you want. And now you want me to get you off of that 9 to 5 job. But I come and I ask you, where is your budget? And you want to argue with me about the raggedy life that you created. You want me to now make a miracle and fix it. I'm done, y'all. Okay. How do you not know what you make? How do you not know how much you spend? Yeah, I'm sorry, I hurt some of y'all feelings. But you know what? When somebody checked me and they said, you know what? A year ago, you was in a different position. Had you have made better choices with your finances, you probably wouldn't be here. That crap hurt it, y'all. It hurt it so bad. But you know what? It hurted me so bad I had to do something about it. It hurted me so bad I had to literally hit the ground running. I had to become laser beam focused. When you go to manage yourself, it's one of the hardest things. Most of you guys on here in corporate don't have a problem managing people, but you cannot manage yourself. Number two, Most of us don't prioritize saving. When I go to my clients and I say, I need you to set aside 25% of the money that you're making. Now, if you're struggling with setting aside 25% with the money that's guaranteed to come into your payroll every 14 days, how are you going to be able to prioritize saving when you become a full-time entrepreneur? You won't do it. Once again, you argue with me about 10% in the tab. It's only 10%. If you're going to argue with me about setting aside 10%, I'm going to argue with you about your habits concerning the 90% that you have remaining. If you'll squander the 100, you definitely going to squander the 90. But if you set aside 10%, I promise you, and you prioritize that, it's going to make you line up with what you say you want. You want to quit your job. So I say, let's talk about savings. Let's talk about your future. Let's talk about the consistency. Let's talk about 25%. And if you don't have 25%, then you need to be getting on this Get That Cash challenge. And we need to be creating a program for you or something to get you to that level that you say that you want to be at. Number 3, 5 signs that you're good with money. You debt free. Now, one of my goals 12 months ago was to go to the Dave Ramsey building that's in Tennessee, I believe, and to get in there and have all the money switch up over my head and everything, to ring the bell and say that I was debt free. I have been debt free 2 or 3 times in my life. That means you don't owe anybody. That means that your mortgage is paid in full. Cash balance went down to 0. Student loans balance went down to 0. Car balance went down to 0. Credit card zilch 0. Now I know I'm saying some pretty dirty words here because some of y'all not going to give it up to get up to higher ground. For me, I gave those things up to become debt free so that I can live the life that I said that I wanted, so that I would not be stuck on somebody's job. Journey out of bondage. I set myself free. I broke free from that mentality. I literally bought myself out. Nobody else came and did it for me. Coach A. Marie did it, y'all. So not only do you need to know your numbers, we need to talk about your debt right now. Some of you guys have $220,000 worth of debt in student loans. Like, you're carrying high interest credit cards and balances on loans, and you're not even making your payments on time. And then we go out here and we get this so-called thing called business credit, and then what? You damage that too. I mean, I'm talking to myself because, again, been there, done that, got a t-shirt. Now, this 4th one, investments, y'all. Investments. So many of us invest in programs, myself, that do not deliver on what they say, but you won't invest in yourself. You won't take another professional development course. You won't learn about diversification in your business. That all of that is management of self, making yourself a priority. We're talking about your long-term financial goals. If you want to be able to get that cash in 30 days, you're going to have to start getting really focused about the things that you say that you want. Now, I watched a young lady yesterday. She went to the FinCon event, lost her voice. Her and I were scheduled to do a live together, and excellent in everything that she does, but she teaches you how to get started with investing for little to no money. I'm investing. You can invest in Cash App. Ouch. Yes, it hurt. When I see my little $2 go down to 0, but when I see my $2 go up to $18 overnight, I'm like, yeah, because me sitting at that 9 to 5, there's no amount of math that's going to multiply it like that. Investing is another way that you're going to be able to get up. Now, all of this is management of self. This last one going to hurt. You say, ouch. But let's talk about this overspending and this unnecessary, because I would hate to help you get $600 in 30 days. And then we got to go back to the rudiment. Like, is that what it's called? Elementary habits. You do not spend what you do not have. You do not overspend on the things that are not necessary, trying to keep up with the Joneses. You prioritize your financial goals over instant gratification. Just got off of the call with somebody and told them, I will not be able to invest not a penny more. You know why? My budget is so tight right now. I know everything coming in and going out. I cannot afford to prioritize somebody else's need over what I need right now, because I have plans and I have goals, and I'm not looking for instant gratifications. I'm not looking for attaboys. I'm not looking for that. When you go to manage yourself, before I can help you get to the money, which is getting that cash in the next 30 days, it can be done. I did it myself. I did it myself. So I'm not talking to you about something that cannot be done. Somebody came and felt like they was challenging me to earn my first $600. I can earn $600 in a day if I wanted to. Did you hear what I'm saying? I don't need 30 days to get it. 48 hours, 24 to 48 hours. Put your head down. Okay. Focus on what you're going to do. Look at the things that God is calling you and get it done. Not you, baby. I'm going to say it louder for the ones in the back. You can earn your first $600 before this year closes out in your business if you stop worrying about what everybody else is doing here on social media, if you get clear about what God has called you to do, if you present yourself as very confident and you collect the cash. 3 things that I have in my business. So simple. So simple. Going live, that's free. Having a product and a service, that's free. You can create that.
Mom, password. Password.
Hold on.
Password fast.
Well, it's got to be fast.
Because I want to stay on the game.
Okay, I got you, girl. I got you. And if you need a charger, it's right here. A system that you can send out a proposal or an invoice, and then a payment processor. When somebody told me that I could make my first $100,000, I literally was ready to argue. I'm like, what? I have a because I would hate to help you get $600 in 30 days, and then we got to go back to the rudiment. Like, is that what it's called? Elementary habits. You do not spend what you do not have. You do not overspend on the things that are not necessary, trying to keep up with the Joneses. You prioritize your financial goals over instant gratification. Just got off of the call with somebody and told them, I will not be able to invest not a penny more. You know why? My budget is so tight right now. I know everything coming in and going out. I cannot afford to prioritize somebody else's need over what I need right now, because I have plans and I have goals, and I'm not looking for instant gratifications. I'm not looking for attaboys. I'm not looking for that. When you go to manage yourself, before I can help you get to the money, which is getting that cash in the next 30 days, it can be done. I did it myself. I did it myself. So I'm not talking to you about something that cannot be done. Somebody came and felt like they was challenging me to earn my first $600. I can earn $600 in a day if I wanted to. Did you hear what I'm saying? I don't need 30 days to get it. 48 hours, 24 to 48 hours. Put your head down. Okay. Focus on what you're going to do. Look at the things that God is calling you and get it done. Not you, baby. I'm going to say it louder for the ones in the back. You can earn your first $600 before this year closes out in your business if you stop worrying about what everybody else is doing here on social media, if you get clear about what God has called you to do, if you present yourself as very confident and you collect the cash. 3 things that I have in my business. So simple. So simple. Going live, that's free. Having a product and a service, that's free. You can create that.
Mom, password. Password.
Hold on.
Password fast.
Well, it's got to be fast.
Because I want to stay on the game.
Okay, I got you, girl. I got you. And if you need a charger, it's right here. A system that you can send out a proposal or an invoice, and then a payment processor. When somebody told me that I could make my first $100,000, I literally was ready to argue. I'm like, what? I have a 90-day program where I help women do that. 3 things that you need in your business. Why is that tough, y'all? I don't know. Managing your time. Let's talk about that before we get off, because it's usually less than 30 minutes, okay? Because I don't have a traditional job. One of the things that I really, really, really have to work on every single day is I have to really work on my time. I don't exchange my time for money because I don't sit on someone's job. But if I'm not careful, I will sit on the phone all day long. And then at the end of the month, you don't have any money. So is that a good management of your time? I just want to hear in the comments, yes or no. Just go ahead and put it in the chat. If I sit and talk all month to people about what they have going on in their life and I don't take into account my mindset this month, how much money I need to bring in, what my budget is, my expenses, yeah, I think time management is harder for me than my money. It's much harder. But I'm going to encourage you, even if you don't have a 9 to 5, even if you do, trying to squeeze it all in to one day, you really got to space yourself out, especially if you have different businesses, different streams of income. What I found to be most effective to me is at the beginning of the day, I only jot down 3 to 5 things. I used to be go getter and have like 10 things on my list. 3 to 5 things that I knew I needed to get done today. I took care of all of those. I had a pressing issue at school for my daughter. I made that happen. I had a pressing issue for my younger one.
Package is going to get you.
It's not coming. We're gonna have to go to the store and get it.
So I have to go. We have.
For a lot of us,
You.
girl, I'm gonna get you. For a lot of us, we need step-by-step instructions. Things that you need to be doing to manage your time, your energy, and your money. For your money, you need to be tracking your income and expenses. We talked a little bit the first day about setting realistic financial goals. We talked about prioritizing the essential expenses first. For me, once those are prioritized, nothing can take me away. Once that budget is set, not a chocolate bar. Okay, confession time. Not a steak. Not tickets for a venue. Not even any of my business expenses, y'all. So making sure that you're saving regularly for emergencies, because this $600 is gonna come. But that $600 is going to set you up for 2024. It's the end of October now. We're going to be heading into November, and my goal is for you guys to have money in that. Listen, I have not had crabs in so long. It didn't even cross my mind. I used to do that. Every Friday was my seafood treat to myself. I have not seen one of them since August because I did make my way to Crab Junkie. Confession time, okay? And you're going to review and adjust it periodically. So when I travel, when I have business retreats and stuff like that, when I do conferences and summits and stuff like that, do I have to reprioritize? Yes, I do. I don't get to get it all. I know that next year I'm already planning out for what my actual um expenses that I'm going to allow myself. I have a budget for how much I'm going to spend in training. I have a budget for my systems. I have a budget for all of those things, for the number of clients that I want to work with. I tell you guys all the time, all those numbers are preset, and I build my budget around the lifestyle that I want. Okay. Now the things that you don't need to do, and this has to do with management, because the worst thing you can do is earn $600 and blow it in a day. Overspend or doing an impulse buy. The holidays are fast approaching, y'all, and I have seen some of these companies ramping up all of their marketing stuff. Uh, you do not need 6 of the same things. Get your wish list for the coaches that you want to work with or the companies that you want to work with, and set a realistic budget. Do not overspend and do not do impulse buys. You are going to regret it. It's not popular, but it's true. Talking to somebody who knows, you will regret it. Ignore tracking your minor expenses. Today, I think we ate out somewhere, and then a couple of days we ate. I think we did 3 networking events, even on the business side, y'all. Don't think that because they're minor expenses that stuff don't accumulate. 2020 and 20 is $60. $60 could have been an extra payment on your credit card. And do not rely on credit for everything. Do not rely on credit for everything. Your savings is important. Like I said, it's not popular, but it's right. And then some of y'all ignore budgeting altogether. You don't have any idea what's coming in, what's going out. So I'm going to challenge you tonight, and then we'll get off. 4 ways that you can get your finances in order in 4 steps, 4 of them. Because what good is earning the money if you don't have a system in place? So number 1, we talked about elevating your mindset. That means making better choices. Once that person identified that, like, hey, you made some very unwise choices with your money, So now I had to shift my mindset and say, you know what? I'm a giver, y'all. I will literally give before I even take something for myself. But I had to change that because God isn't going to continue rewarding you if you're not making good choice. If you're not managing the gift that He's giving you, you're not stewarding that gift well. Why would He continue giving it to you? The second thing, you got to position yourself. What does that look like? When I began to position myself, I had to reevaluate my prices. I had to reevaluate the things that I was offering to the marketplace to make sure that it lined up with my minimum lifestyle goals. Today, I set goals for travel. I set goals for where I want to live. I was telling my girl today, I was like, hey, I would love to live abroad the moment that opportunity comes up. So you'll see in 2024 when you see me begin to ascend and make better choices, it's because, hey, Empress, welcome back. If you made it back, um, you're gonna see me start shifting. Why? Because I would love to be a digital nomad. When I can get up out of here, I'm out of here, y'all. Out of here. Nothing's keeping me here. I'm out of here. But how am I going to be able to do that? I have to identify my minimum lifestyle goals. What are the things that bring me joy and happiness? Before the money comes, these are all the areas that you need to start writing down and identifying those things so that when you go out and you create this budget, you'll actually follow this budget because it's going to be anchored to something, right? When I had the wealth, when I had it flowing through my hands, there was no anchor to it. This was not an endless resource. This was a deposit. And had I had looked at that thing differently, had I had made, yes, I know I'm reading me too. Okay, child. Okay. With all of the exclamation marks. Okay. I'm preaching to myself. Why this is coming from a person. I had the money. I had a whole VA running my business. I crossed literally 6 states in 5 days, y'all. I was Florida, Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, Texas. I mean, everywhere. I have plans this year before this year closes out. I have travel booked for November and December and January. And I don't have a job. Listen to what I'm saying, y'all. So this isn't coming from somebody who's telling you something that they're not having to live. So it's not to beat you guys up. It's not to beat you up. It's just to tell you that you got to get your finances in order because if you don't learn how to manage it, it's going to manage you. And actually, they say a fixed percentage of people who win a lotto that within not even 24 months, this money, we're talking about 90 days, y'all, to 6 months, that these people are actually in worse predicaments psychologically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. They're in worse predicaments. Why? Because you have to learn how to manage yourself first before the money comes. He's going to have to trust you. Okay, if I give her 6K right now, what's she going to do with that money? Am I going to be stunting on Instagram? Or am I going to be making some money moves? Right? Am I going to be working on my money mindset? Am I going to be looking for different things to invest in? Am I going to be taking account, right, of the blessings that He brought to me? What is it going to be? And so I'm going to leave you guys with that tonight. And then tomorrow, we're going to talk about getting to the cash. When you show up tomorrow, we're going to get to work. I'm going to edit this. Obviously, I got to edit it because I got my co-pilot in the back, but I'm going to edit it. If you're on my email list, you'll get the edited version of this training. And then tomorrow, we're talking about all the different ways you can get to the cash. All of the different ways you can get to the cash. So you come to me and you say, Coach Amory, I don't have a concept. I don't have a business. I don't have an idea. I'm going to be dropping jewels to say, listen, which one of these categories do you need help with? And yes, I'm going to extend the offer to help you get to the cash because my goal is to see you get to the cash. That's the goal. And some of you guys need a little bit more accountability. I'm not going to say hand holding. Some of you guys need that. But anybody who's worked with me, listen, I'm not going to knock your head off. I just want to see you put something on paper that you're going to commit to with getting to the cash quicker. Don't let quarter four pass you by. A lot of people are going to make a whole lot of money. Why shouldn't that be you? I want to see in the comments. I know you say I'm reading you, I'm beating you up, but why shouldn't you have money in your pocket for the holidays? Because you're going to give your money away to all these other people. And that's just something I wish I would have thought about in the management of the money. What happens if your life looks completely different a year from now? You know, what happens if your life completely changes and then you just was playing games because you had no plan? Plan for the money before the money comes. I put a plan in place every Monday for my money, every Friday for my money. Mondays, I do money Mondays. That is where I sit down and I calculate how much money do I need to live for the week. What is the minimum amount that I can bring into my household to live? Yes, you do. Yes, yes, because before quarter four ended, my number one goal was my health, y'all. If you look on my pages and stuff like that, when I got my health under control, I had no problem going to get the money. Getting the money was never the issue. I got my health where it needed to be. I got my mind where it needed to be. I'm getting my managing myself. Like I had to commit to coming on here tonight. That is called self control. That is called showing up for me, for you guys too, of course. But I'm showing up for me because I said